Good morning to all of you. Today is our topic Introduction of Biochemistry and Biomolecules for B Form second semester student. It is our first unit. Myself, Manish Sharma, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Sage University, Bhopal. Introduction of Biochemistry. Biochemistry is the branch of science that explores the chemical process within and related to living organism. It is a laboratory-based science that combines biology and chemistry, using chemical knowledge and technique to understand the solve biological problem. The term of biochemistry was first introduced by non-scientist Carl Neuberg in 1903. He is known as a father of biochemistry. Then, scope of biochemistry. Biochemistry play a crucial role in various fields, including medicines, pharmaceutical, agriculture, genetics, and food science. In the medicines, understanding the disease and developing treatments, pharmaceutical drugs, designing and developments. In agriculture, enhancing the crop yield and pest resistance. Then genetics, DNA research and genetic engineering. And in a food science, nutrient analysis and food preservation. The major area of biochemistry. These are the some major area of biochemistry: structural biochemistry, enzymology, metabolism, molecular biology, clinical biochemistry. These are the some area of biochemistry. Structural biochemistry is study of biomolecular structure, enzymology, understanding the enzyme's function and its reactions, a metabolism, chemical reaction in a living organism. Then in a molecular biology, DNA, RNA, and protein synthesis. And clinical biochemistry, diagnosis in we can find out diagnosis and treatment of disease. Biomolecules. The structure of biomolecules. Biomolecules is not an individual compound. It is a lot of compound. It's having carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. Biomolecules is generally classified into two categories: inorganic and organic. Organic biomolecules having contain including carbohydrates, lipids, protein, nucleic acid, enzyme, and vitamins. Inorganic include some gaseous. These are very large molecules, many atoms covalently bonded. Energy is stored when eat. We get energy to live, become chemical reaction within our bodies. Biomolecules classified into major categories like lipids, nucleic acid, carbohydrates, protein. These are the structure of lipids, nucleic acid, and carbohydrate and protein. Biomolecules is a combination word. Its all include carbohydrates, nucleic acid, lipids, protein. Carbohydrates including some further classification like sugar, starch, cellulose, lipids, fat, lipids including fats, oil, saturated, unsaturated, then protein, amino acid and peptide bonds. and nucleic acid, DNA, RNA, nucleotides, nucleosides, bases, and pentose sugar. General, the biomolecules are organic molecules present in a living organism that are essential for biological function and life process. These molecules are primarily composed of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur. Classification of biomolecules can be classified based on two major criteria based on chemical nature according to size. Based on chemical, it is divided into two categories, inorganic and organic biomolecules. In inorganic biomolecules, these biomolecules do not contain any carbon hydrogen bonds. Example, water, minerals, gases, and some salt. Basic function of inorganic biomolecules: maintain osmotic balance, mineral like, then facilitate enzymatic activity as a work as a cofactor, then transport of nutrients and gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, etc. Then other organic biomolecules, these contain carbon as a main element, are found in a living organism. Example, carbohydrate, protein, lipids, and nucleic acid. In carbohydrate, we can say example of carbohydrate, glucose, starch, and protein include enzymes, antibodies, and lipids, fat, oil, and steroids. In a nucleic acid, DNA, RNA, extra. The major function of organic biomolecules: provide energy, carbohydrates, build a structure of protein. Basic structure of basic unit of protein is amino acid, is known as, then store and transmit genetic codes information. Based on the molecular size, can be divided into major macromolecules and microbiomolecules. These are the large complex biomolecules with high molecular weight. Example, carbohydrate, protein, lipids, and nucleic acid. Micromolecule, it means the microbiomolecules. These are the small molecules with have low molecular weight. Example, monosaccharides, amino acid, some fatty acid, nucleotides, and vitamins. The function of micromolecules, according to size, it is not maximum difference in macro and micromolecules. It is based on the molecular weight only. The function of micromolecules is act as a building blocker for the macromolecules like amino acid. The building blocks for protein, serve as an enzyme, cofactor, minerals, vitamin, and participate in a metabolism and energy production. Organic biomolecules, these are contain carbohydrate something. Further defined and explanation of organic biomolecules like carbohydrate. Biomolecules are broadly classified into four major categories. Defined with carbohydrate that are organic compound made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, usually in a ratio of 1:2:1 CHO. The type of carbohydrates is monosaccharide, disaccharide, polysaccharide, And a monosaccharide, including example of monosaccharide is glucose, fructose, and monosaccharide, it means on hydrolysis it will give only one sugar moieties. That is called monosaccharide. Disaccharide, after on acid hydrolysis, it will provide two moieties of sugar. It is known as disaccharide, and polysaccharide is it will give multiple, more than two, more than three sugar moieties on the hydrolysis. Example of polysaccharide is starch, glycogen, and cellulose. The function of carbohydrate is provide energy, glucose in a cellular respiration, structural component, cellulose in a plant cell wall, protein. Protein are the large biomolecules made up by amino acid linked by peptide bonds. Two or more than two amino acids combine with bond is known as peptide bond. Types of structure protein, enzyme, hormones. Function of protein, enzyme activity, catalytic activity, biochemical reactions, structural support, transport of molecules, hemoglobin, transport of oxygen, and immunity. Then lipids. Lipids are in a protein. It include number of amino acid, essential amino acid, non-essential amino acids, and semi-essential amino acid, threonine, and lipids. Defined lipids are the hydrophobic molecules composed of fatty acid and glycerol. The type of lipids: simple lipids, complex lipid, and steroids. A better example of simple lipid is triglyceride, and example of complex lipid is phospholipid. And steroids include cholesterol. Major function of lipids: energy storage as a fats, cell membrane and cell structure. Example phospholipid. Then hormone synthesis, steroids. Then last is nucleic acid. Nucleic acid is a macromolecules composed of nucleotides, sugar, phosphate, and nitrogen base. Types: DNA, decarboxylic acid, store genetic information, RNA, ribonucleic acid, help in a protein synthesis. Major function of nucleic acid is genetic information storage and transmission, and protein synthesis like mRNA, tRNA, and rRNA. It is an important role in transcription, translation, reverse transcription, reverse translation, and further uses of biomolecules. The carbohydrates provide energy, example glucose, metabolism, structural support, cellulose in a plant, and energy storage, glycogen in animal, and protein essential for enzyme activity, immune defense, muscles function, and transportation of molecules. And lipids serve as an energy reserve from cell membrane and act as a signaling molecules like hormones. And nucleic acid carry out genetic information and regulate protein synthesis. Thanks.